Hello, everybody. Welcome to my site, Inspirational Tanya. As you know, I have been working with children since the age of 9 years old. I'm not going to tell you how old I am, but I'm up there in age. Um, and I love what I do. I have worked with children. I have also worked with children with disabilities. I have worked with families that have had problems with their child's behavior. I work with college students on getting their schedule together, what's going on with them, what's their anxiety. I worked with middle school teachers, elementary teachers, high school teachers going into their classroom and getting their classrooms under control. I've done a whole melting pot full of things. If you have any questions, you can just down there, you can just message me and I can answer any questions that you may have. But what's important is the question you may have, somebody else may have that same question, they just don't want to show it. So it's kind of like raising your hand in class, where you raise your hand in class and another student's too embarrassed to raise their hand, so that one person that raises their hand, the same question they have, another person may have. So it can be a blessing to you as well as to other people. But the subject that I really want to touch bases with is potty training your child. It's very important. Some parents are like, oh, what do I do? I'm a director at a child care center, and I had that subject come up where mother didn't know what to do. She had other children, but this one child was difficult. She didn't know what to do. So I spoke with her, gave her a few tips, and now I told her to be persistent. You're going to hear me say that word, persistent. When you're persistent and you do it, the results are amazing. Now let's get started. Potty training your child is very important. I'm going to speak to the child care providers in your classrooms. When you are potty training your child, it's very important for you to pay attention to their body language. Kind of pay attention to, how are they walking? How are they standing? How long have they been to the bathroom? It's also very important to take them to the bathroom. Maybe you guys do bathroom time every hour. You're going to do it every hour on the hour. So, for example, if you're taking your students at 9, 10, 11, 12, and then when they get up, 3, 4, 5. If they're going to the bathroom at 9:30, it's 9:30, 10:30, 11:30, 12:30, 1. That's the way you have to do it. Another question I ask my parents: how much fluid do you give your child? A lot of them will say, I just fill it up halfway. I take my cup and I say, show me how much fluid. A lot of times parents will point up to here. I say, not when you're potty training your child. What you want to do when you're potty training your student or a parent's potty training their child. If you can see where my fingers are, this much. Can everybody see that? This much. It's important that you give that child that much, because when the child takes the fluids in, and this is how I explain it to my parents. For example, as a grown-up, when you drink some water or anything and you go to the bathroom and you use it all out, then you could come back to where you're at and you could sneeze, cough, and a little bit of it flows out your body. And you're like, oh my God, I just used the bathroom on myself. But I went to the bathroom and I peed. That's the same thing as a child. The child is trying to get to know their body. So when you take that child to the bathroom, if this cup is full, they're only going to use the bathroom what their body is telling them. So what happens is when they use that bathroom and they're going into the classroom playing, maybe 10, 15 minutes later, you see wetness coming out of their bodies. And the teachers normally say, but I just took them to the bathroom. If you lower their intake, everybody see that? And they go to the bathroom, they'll use it out, and that that makes it a lot better. But when you're potty training the child, they're not going to tell you, I have to go to the bathroom. You have to be persistent and say, okay, if you're supposed to take them to the bathroom at 9, you're supposed to say, okay, come on, Johnny, let's go to the bathroom. Okay. Take Johnny to the bathroom. Come back. When you're in class, if you're in the middle of something, once 10 o'clock comes, stop what you're doing. Take your students back to the bathroom at 10. Do. Okay. But another thing, you've got to communicate with your parents. You have to let your parents know what you're doing so that they can also do it on the weekend. That way the child is getting it Monday through Sunday. Once that happens, the child's body is going to get used to it. And then they're going to start not wetting on themselves. They're going to start going to the bathroom. For example, I had a student who came from another center. He was wetting himself at nap time. He was wetting himself when he was playing, things like that. So I sat down and I told the mother, okay, tell me what's going on. How often is this child wet? She told me, I said, okay, this is how much fluid do you give your child? This is what she said. I only give them that much. No, give them this much. She said, okay. So what I started doing is I had to monitor it, okay? I took the child to the bathroom about 9 o'clock. But the child couldn't use the bathroom. Couldn't use the bathroom. So 9:30, I took the child to the bathroom. Used that bathroom. 10:30, we were about 5 minutes before 10:30. We were in the middle of a activity, but I also gave my students a head notice. I always say, hey, 5 minutes, we're gonna go to the bathroom time. He was like, okay. 9:30. Took him to the bathroom. He used it. Went back to activities. On and on. Every hour, on a half an hour, I took him to the bathroom. Another thing that I did was at 10 o'clock we had morning snack. Then wait a minute. Then I took him to the bathroom at 10:30, and he used it. I started at first saying, I need you to go to that bathroom. He went to the bathroom. Then I would say, okay. Then about the 3rd week, I would say, okay, do you have to go to the bathroom? No, well, I want you to try. But guess what? What I was doing here, the parents were doing at home. He doesn't wet his pants. He stopped it. He actually stopped wetting his pants. He actually didn't wet his pants at all. He just started going to the bathroom. Now he's asking for the bathroom at home. Another thing the parent said was that she couldn't get him to boo-boo, bowel movement. I said, okay, we're going to work on that. It was the 2nd week. He sat on that toilet and he did a little bit. And I said, ooh, yeah, got to give him praise. Then a little bit time after that, Miss Teacher, I have to go to the bathroom. Okay. Well, I gotta sit on the toilet. Okay. So he started boo-booing in the toilet. And he started doing it at home. So what I want to say to you teacher providers is, whatever you're doing in your classroom, stay persistent with it. What you're doing in your classroom, share it with your parents so they can continue it at home. Now, there's going to be times where the child may mess up for a minute because maybe they've been at home because of the weather, and you weren't open, and they come back to you and they wet their pants. That's okay. You start them back again. So the key is stay persistent, work with your parents, and if you do this, your student will be potty trained within 2 to 3 weeks. This was Inspirational Tanya. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to message me down below and I will answer them. But you have to remember that the question that you may have, somebody else also may have. And your question may be a blessing to somebody else. So just message me down below. And this is Inspirational Tanya. And thank you for watching my page. And you